Welcome to another episode of In the Kitchen with Big Fat Billy. I've got a guest today, and it is my niece, Janai Jenkins. While I heat the pan, Janai, can you tell them who you are and what you're all about?
I'm Janai Jenkins. I'm his only niece. I go to Indiana University. I run track and field there. I'm a sophomore, and my major is pre-law, minor in psychology.
Yay! This episode is specifically dedicated to black women because we love black women. Black women have continued to support us in many ways. Thank a black woman today. Today, we're going to make jerked pineapple lamb chops. So, listen, anyone who knows me knows about my skills with Jamaican jerk. And it's become a staple in my house, so I'm going to show you how I make it. I'm going to start with an infused oil. This is an infused oil. I took herbs and spices and tomatoes and I stewed them and I marinated them for a few days, and now I'm pulling all of that awesomeness out and I'm putting it into the pan and letting it marry and get all nice and get all close and closer and close. Y'all know I'm gonna put in some old black music, so just be prepared for that. Be prepared for that. So I'm taking all of those amazing herbs, garlic, tomatoes, pulling it out of there, and putting it in the pan. So that's cooking and marinating. Janai, you run track and field. What are your events?
400, 200, that makes me a long sprinter.
Long sprinter. And are there short sprinters?
Yeah, short sprinters typically run the 50, the 60, 100, 200.
Okay. So we're doing this episode during a very important place and time. Right now there are protests going on all over the country to show our dedication to the movement Black Lives Matter, to support anyone and everyone who is against police brutality and murder at the hands of police. So this is starting to bubble and fry and get nice and bubbly. So what I have sliced pineapples, which I have drained, and I have some healthy lamb chops that I have marinated in a Walker's Wood Jamaican jerk. I have onions. I have red chili pepper flakes. I've got bay leaves. I've got sage. I've got thyme. I've got thyme. For people who want to come in my inbox with racist epithets, I've got thyme. I've got oregano. And I've got rosemary. I like to always have fresh herbs. So, Janai, if you do me a favor while this is getting all cooked and ready, can you spoon garlic? This is freshly chopped garlic. Can you spoon half of that into the pan, please? Half of that into the pan, please. Make sure you are empowering your young black women. Older black women, thank them for the service that they've done to your family. A little bit more. Make sure you thank your matriarch. Matriarch is a female woman who has led your family. Very good. Is it smelling good? It's smelling good. It's smelling good. Okay, so now we have our oil, an infused oil, which has the tomatoes, it's got onions, it's got garlic, it's got all that stuff, but I also add fresh so that there's a bunch of layers. Now I'm going to add red onions. I really like red onions for some reason. I don't go towards white or yellow onions. I don't know why, but I'm gonna keep on doing it. So the way I like to cook is that I like to put vegetables into the pan and let those cook, but always leave a little bit extra, so that I can add them at a later time and you can have different levels of texture in the meal. So you don't want all of your onions to be salty. You want some of them to be crispy. Nice.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And Janai is one of the sole benefactors of Big Fat Billy's cooking, because when I cook, when I test my recipes, I cook for my family. I always cook for my family, and then they give me feedback, and they tell me if it's good, if it's bad, if I need to change anything. Their opinion really matters. And most of them are black women. The opinion of black women matter. And it doesn't matter if they are your sister or because they're related to you. Black women and women all over just matter just because. Just because. Just because they're here, and that's all. Okay, so before I get this going, before I bring the meat in, I'm going to put the sliced pineapple rings into the pan. And I'm going to throw those down. I'm going to throw those down. And then as I throw them down, I'm going to scoot them into the oil and let the onion, green peppers, tomatoes get right on top of those. When I cook, I like to say I'm marrying elements. And it needs to be like the best marriage ever, the best union of two things. Marriage, equality. Big Fat Billy wants marriage equality for all. It's also, this episode is being filmed during Pride Month. And Pride Month comes back to Black Lives Matter because Pride Month was started because of the Stonewall riots, which happened because of black drag queens. Okay. How's that smell, studio audience? Delicious, yeah. Okay, so remember, at Big Fat Billy's Kitchen, I cook for all types of eaters. I cook for meat eaters, pescatarians, which means fish eaters. I cook for vegetarians, which means they could possibly eat fish, but they don't eat any land animals. But they may have animal byproducts. They may use milk or butter. I see your collarbones popping. You see how she did that? And then I also cook for vegans. So if you notice, up until now, this is a vegan-friendly dish. And that's because my infused oils are either olive oil or extra virgin olive oil. Okay? So until I move, I have some butters, but those butters are specifically for my vegetarian, pescatarian, carnivore style dishes. So this one, as of right now, is a vegan dish. So if you wanted to add tofu or seitan or elements like that, you could do that, and it would be amazing. Janai, I forgot the salt, so I'm gonna go get the salt. Tell them about how you're feeling right now with all the movements that are happening in the Black Lives Matter movement.
I feel the black community is really stepping up and making noise and getting their point across. More still needs to be done, and I want to be a part of like that change that happened. But I like the awareness and how people are posting all over social media. The situation itself is like, it's bad that police brutality is happening, but now that the black community and people outside the black community are coming together and trying to make a point and change and having Black Lives Matter, the riots and the protesting that's happened, I'm loving it.
Very good, very good. And that's the thing about this whole process, is that it's about listening to each other without judging each other. Do you realize she said what she had to say and I didn't say nothing? That's how you do it. You spend time listening first, and even if there are words you're like, oh, I don't know, why she say that? What she think about that? It doesn't matter. It's her opinion.
That's on period.
That's on period. Still learning the youth slang. So I'm gonna do a layer of crushed pepper. It's smelling good. I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit because I want to start to see some caramelization. Caramelization means that everything in the pan starts to get brown and crispy. And I really want that to happen before I put the lamb chops in there, because once I put the lamb chops in there, everything's gonna really start getting cooked. And I'm not gonna add my herbs until the meat is in there. I've got a little bit of salt. And I'm just going to Sprinkle that in there. That's about a tablespoon. That's about a tablespoon. Now, when you're cooking meat, for those of you who are meat eaters, do you know the temperature of the meat that you like to eat? Temperature means how much of the meat is cooked all the way through. Now, personally, me, I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat. But if I'm cooking meat, and when I used to eat meat, I really liked medium. Medium. That was my temperature. And that means that you've got a nice layer, maybe a thick layer of pink in the center of the meat. Now, a lot of black people are not comfortable with pink in the meat. They like it to be completely brown. But the reason why I don't like to cook it completely brown is because it can dry out so fast. When you cook meat completely well done, by the time it gets to you, it could be dry as a brick. And that's why you have to add all that stuff that's not good for you. So I like to cook to medium and then take it off and then go from there. What temperature do you like to have your food cooked at, Janai?
I like mine all the way done, so well done.
Well done. She likes it well done.
So dry.
But that's why Big Fat Billy put all that gravy in his dishes. Yeah. Because even when you cook it to be well done, you just add the gravy. And I'll tell you guys that I'm cooking this and I'm letting all of the juices kind of fry, and I'm gonna add some more oil. But I have drained my pineapples and I have the juice from the pineapple can waiting, so that when I put the jerk pork chops in and they start to sizzle and get great, I'm going to add the pineapple juice to make a nice gravy to go with it. I've got brown rice cooking on my other eye. It smells so good, so good. I'm going to add a little bit more oil. So if you're interested in this recipe, what you can do is you go to bigfatbilly.com and you can go to contact me and you can request a Big Fat Billy box. What comes in a Big Fat Billy box? Marinated meat or protein, whatever it is that you jive with. And then I will give you measured out portions of ingredients, spices, dry and fresh, to make this dish. So everything that I'm doing right now, I'll send it to you, and then you can just put it on the plate. Put it in the pan, put it on the plate, and you're all set.
Can I get a Big Fat Billy box?
Yeah, you can get a Big Fat Billy box. Now see, she being greedy though, because she gets to eat. I'm cooking this for her. She gets to eat all this fresh, and she want a Big Fat Billy box. But that's okay, she's my niece, so I'm gonna give it to her. That's just how it goes. Okay, so now I'm going to add fresh rosemary. I'm going to add, you want to smell that?
Smells earthy.
It's earthy, it is, it's very earthy. One thing I would suggest for a lot of people is to get comfortable with the idea of using all of your senses when you're cooking. You know what I mean? You should be able to smell different smells, taste different tastes, see different elements. This, Janai, is thyme. Can you smell the difference? It's a little bit, it's earthy, but it's a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. These are the things that our ancestors used to know by heart. These are the things that I want my family and my friends to remember. We used to be forest people. We used to be forest people. We used to know these leaves back and forth and front and back. This is oregano. We're about to put that meat down. That's why I'm putting these herbs down. It's getting serious. And this is sage. Sage is a little hard to smell. It's a very muted smell, but it's really good. So I'm gonna put that in there. And then I'm going to add a few bay leaves. Bay leaves don't smell like much. Smell like something.
Yeah. I smell it more than this.
So I'm gonna just put maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? I'm gonna do that. Okay, so now what you're gonna notice is that I'm going to stir this and it's going to roar. I love that moment. When you start to agitate a pan and then it kind of just kicks back at you, that's how you know it's alive. Hear that? Yeah, it's like, oh, you woke me up, you've been moving me around. Now, Janai, if you see, you can tell that part of the pan is hotter than everything else. Can you tell right there? Yes, so that's how you learn where your hot spot is and where to move your meat. okay? Because your meat is going to cook, and if you're like, oh, it's getting too done, you need to move it to a part of the pan where maybe it can rest a little bit, you know what I mean? So, this pan is looking and smelling so good, y'all. You got your pineapples, you got your stewed tomatoes, you got onions, you got garlic, you got olive oil, you got sage and rosemary and thyme and, man, oregano. You got everything in there. We ain't even got to the meat yet. Janai, what kind of diet is best for you in your athletic career?
Well, for me, I have trouble gaining weight, so like my diet specifically is getting a lot of protein in my meals. And I don't really eat a lot too, so they push for me to have a lot of protein, so that's like the shakes, the eggs, everything that I can get, and lots of vegetables.
What's your favorite protein?
Eggs.
Eggs, okay. So I poured a little bit more of that oil. What happens when you pour a little bit more oil is it dulls the roar of the pan. So you have to start to pay attention to everything. Even though I'm looking at the pan, I'm also listening to the pan. Because if you notice, I haven't tasted anything, right? I haven't tasted anything. And the reason I don't have to taste it is because I'm looking at it, I'm smelling it, and I'm listening to it. Learn how to do that with your food. Learn how to listen to your food. If you follow me at Rosani Hinko, you would have heard me singing to the birds the other day. We was having a nice conversation. He was singing, I was singing. Janai, if you can tell the people one thing you'd like to say as a black woman, well, you don't have to say one thing. What's something that you would like for people to know about black women that you feel they may not know while I lay this meat in this pan?
Something I feel like they may not know.
Oops. Yes.
We matter. We're great. We're amazing. We're important. All of the above.
Okay. Why do you think we have to say that? Why do you think we have to tell people that black women matter?
So being black, we experience a lot of discrimination. Some may not, and so the people who do, I'm pretty sure that their self-esteem is brought down. So it's needed as a reminder. So yeah, if you don't have high self-esteem, you got people who can tell you it. So I'm telling you, you matter.
That is very good. I'm so glad that you're using your voice in that way. That makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. It looks so good, y'all. It smells even better. It smells even better. We ain't even finished. I'm gonna bring all of that over. Now I'm gonna tell you something. The one thing that I look for when I'm cooking meat, I don't know if you guys look for it when you're doing your meat, I look for marbling. And marbling is how the fat is wrapped around the meat. I'm not a fan of lean meat, but that's again because I'm Big Fat Billy. If I was to eat meat, I'm gonna need a nice marble. I'm gonna need some fat on the side that get nice and juicy and crispy so I can have that with the meat.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm not about cutting no fat off no meat. No. If you're gonna eat the animal, you better go ahead and embrace the whole experience. Embrace the whole experience. Okay, so I'm going to go wash my hands. I am gonna touch meat again, but I am gonna go wash my hands. What do I want to ask? Janai, are there any young chefs, young black chefs that you know on Instagram that we can be telling the people to follow?
Let's see. His name is Kentrell. He's from Chicago. He likes to cook, and not really chefs, but they like to cook. My friends Kira, Shanae, Aaliyah, they also like to cook. So I'm gonna refer y'all to Big Fat Billy's page, recipes, all that.
Awesome. Okay, so it's really important for me, the reason why I have my niece here is that it's important for me as a black man to listen to the future generations that are coming behind me. I want to know what they're doing, what they're thinking, how they're feeling, how they're moving. Yeah, and that's it. We just need to learn how to listen to them in a way that we may have wished our parents listened to us or our grandparents listened to us, and that's what's most important right now. not judging their actions, not pushing our agenda on them or pushing our beliefs on them, but saying, you know what, you got a brain, you dope, you can make great decisions. It's okay. Now let's talk about how you make your decisions. And that's what we're doing today. Okay, so now we're gonna let this cook. This has to cook for a little bit. And then I'm gonna show you what it's all about. It's gonna take maybe, I'd say about 15 minutes to cook and get all of those juices seared and pushed through the meat. And then we'll come back and we'll show you how it went. All right, talk to you in a minute. Okay, welcome back. Here's what happened while you guys were gone. I took the pan and I put it under the broiler. And what that does is it cooks everything, let everything stew, but then it creates a nice crust over the top. So I added some bold onions and some regular onions and other fixings. And then I just put that in the pan and then I shoved it under the broaster, the broiler. And then I just kept flipping the meat so that it could get a nice char around the edges of the meat. This is about to be my favorite part of serving dishes to the women in my life. I just want to let you guys know that this snappy and what's it called, nifty apron, my older sister just gave it to me today, so I'm really happy. She helped me level up. My sisters always upgrade me, so I want to welcome my sisters onto the screen really quick so you guys can meet them. Janai's mom is Tam, and this is my little sister Denora, and they've all continued to support me. So you guys come together because we're going to do our favorite part. We're going to show the dish, show the dish, and taste the dish. Are y'all ready? Big Fat Billy's jerked pineapple pork chops.
Oh, wow.
Do you smell that? Yes, that's just for you. Yes. So what I love to do, my favorite part, I'm gonna put this down right here. My favorite part is to add the garnish. So what I have here is cilantro, red onion, and garlic with cracked pepper. So what I do is I just put that over the top because they also have to wait for me to take pictures for my social media. I know they hate it. It looks so good. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna serve this with. This is going to be served with some fried plantains. Plantains. Yes, we love fried plantains. Shout out to the islands and shout out to Cuba. We love you so much. It's also going to be served with Big Fat Billy's garlic butter rice. Garlic butter rice. Yes, so that's what's going to happen. Again, if you like this episode, please subscribe Big Fat Billy's Kitchen on YouTube. If you really like me, you can donate to my Cash App, $Rosani Hinko. And yeah, check me out at bigfatbilly.com. Check out all of my amazing things that you can do. You can do a dinner, you can do curbside, you can do all sorts of things, or you can come out and do yoga with us on Saturdays. I love you guys so much. Follow us. We love you. Bye. It's time to eat. It's time to eat. Bye. Black Lives Matter, especially Black women. Bye.